Thank you so much for being here tonight. I know you're playing in it's a Futures Tour tomorrow, isn't it?
It starts on Friday, yeah.
Oh, it starts on Friday. Okay. Well, it's terrific to talk to you tonight because it was a showdown. It was a grudge match, as Stina said, and it was really interesting to watch it, and I'm sure the audience just loved seeing all that great golf. Do you want to give me sort of a high-level perspective of the show tonight from what you saw?
Well, I think that it played perfectly for Big Break and the Golf Channel. I think as the show has progressed, obviously there has been tension mounting, and the show just happened to take the twist that I think everybody was hoping for, that it would come down to a match between Christina and myself. Mm-hmm. And I think both of us were kind of looking forward to it after we drew the balls in the order of play, and we were just going to go let golf do the talking instead of the words and see what happened in the end. I really don't think they could have scripted it any better. It worked out perfectly for them in the build-up and the drama and the tension, and I think that they got a good 10th episode. Yeah, I think right off the bat at breakfast, you don't get to see a lot of the things off camera. We really were trying to make things better and more comfortable, and and kind of move on from a lot of the things that had happened. But right at breakfast in the morning, the point I was making, I'm not sure that you got to hear or see the whole point, but the point I was trying to make at breakfast was there's 4 of us left, and obviously it was going to be one of our last days. And that it would probably, and I know from experience and being around that you want to enjoy the moments that you have. And I really tried to emphasize to Christina to try to enjoy the day, because who knows who's going home? Nobody knows. But why not go and try to enjoy what happens today? And you're going to play better if you have that kind of mindset. And, she gave me a one-word response, which was perhaps, and I knew from that point on that she had already been, she was already defeating herself. Mm-hmm. And it continued on. A lot of golf is dictated by how you feel and what's going on the inside. And if you're not in a good place on the inside, it's very difficult for good things to happen to you on the golf course.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I'm curious, on the second location, I believe, you took out driver, made a comment to the camera that your friends would be saying, what are you doing with the driver? You don't need a driver. And you took it out anyway. So what was that about? Was that about pride?
It was the last location, and
it was the last location. Okay.
It was 240 yards uphill into the wind, and you could have done a number of things. And because I had a 2-shot lead, a lot of people, when they're leading a golf tournament, play safe on the last hole so that they can, knock it in the fairway, put it on the green, and 2-putt and move on and win the golf tournament. Mm-hmm. And then there's another group of people that think that you should go for it. And, I had a 2-shot lead. I could play safe, and I had just decided at that point that there was no reason for me to play safe. And, the driver's the best color in my bag, so why not hit it? Mm-hmm. So I pulled the driver, and I didn't hit a great shot, but, it was probably 5 yards offline, but 5 yards offline put me in a bad position in the bunker. So, it kind of came back to bite me, but, in the end, I got it on the green, I 2-putted, and I did what I needed to do. But it was more of, I'm more of an aggressive player than a defensive player. There's not too many times in my career I've ever laid up or not taken dead aim or not gone after something. So, I didn't want to put myself in a position where it changed who I was. I'm an aggressive player. So on the tee, I had thought about for a moment not being aggressive, but then I decided, what, I'm going to be aggressive.
Your bunker shot was amazing. The thing that I wanted to ask you a question about, because, I'm not sure you might have seen it at the day, but certainly they captured it on camera, was that in the 3 elimination holes, Christina putted out twice and put the pin back in both times. And one point she said something about etiquette, and Sophie said in her confessional that she did it on purpose to show Christina what it felt like. So I was really shocked by that, because I didn't think that Sophie would do that in some sort of retaliative mode to Christina. But was it a mind game she was playing? Did you talk about that?
I think that, what probably hasn't been seen is that Sophie probably took a lot of the whole Christina saga more to heart than anybody else, but kind of kept it on the inside. And she was in a lot of the confessionals and the shows has made comments about how she wasn't going to let Christina beat her. And, she had been building this up inside of her, but being very quiet about it. And I think that was Sophie's way of playing the game. I'm not, mind game is probably the bad word, but, there's definitely ways to get at somebody without, being just downright mean. And just not getting the pin, she was trying to make a statement to Christina that, these are the kind of things that you have to pay attention to. And I believe Sophie probably, thought it out carefully and knew what she was doing, but I think it was a way of Sophie probably playing a little bit of a game with Christina.
Okay. So was that, after the whole elimination challenge was over, everybody went back to the room, or whatever you did for the rest of the day, what was the discussion going on between the three of you, Sophie, Kim, and yourself, about the day and what had happened?
Well, I really think we just kind of, said exactly what we said in the morning, that, it was, that Christina beat herself, that the three of us played fairly solid, and, it was, we just went out and did a job, and we didn't let, Sophie and I had an altercation in a show or two behind, back. We didn't let that bother us. We just went out and did our job and had fun and stuck to, what we know to do the best. And I believe that, that's all we really talked about, was that, Christina beat herself. And, there wasn't a lot we had to do. She was already in a funk, and she stayed in a funk, and she really just, at one point in time, just wanted off the show. It was like she had had enough. And, that's how the last couple of holes in the elimination challenge went. She just had that appearance that she just had enough, and she just wanted it to be over.
Well, she even admitted that at the end of the whole event, it was a bit of a relief that it was over. It stopped the bleeding, I guess is the way Stina put it. Okay, that's really all the questions I had for tonight. What closing comments do you have for the audience?
Well, I think that, maybe a lot of things have been said in previous shows, and words have hurt each other, and, not intentional, but that was a build-up, and that was, the drama, and, now there's, a lot on the line, and there's three players left fighting for, the opportunity to play on the LPGA and to win a nice prize package, and, to further one of our golf careers. And I think you really need to remember what the show is about. It is entertainment, but it is about golf. And, now I think that a lot of the drama is kind of behind us, and it seems like now everybody can get down to playing golf and let golf speak for itself, and, see who's going to be the best player to take home the prize. Well, I think it's going to be some really good golf. If the indication of the way you three played tonight, I think next week is going to be very exciting. So we're all looking forward to that, and looking forward to chatting with you again. If you're available next week, we'd love to hear your thoughts on next week's show. Sounds great. That's terrific. Well, play well in Chicago, and we'll talk to you next Tuesday. All right. Thank you, Gail.